Hey guys, I wanted to jump on here real quick. I hope you watched my last video on go out and build an AR, but I wanted to make another video today talking about recoil mitigation, mitigating recoil. ARs as it is, being a 5.56, doesn't have much recoil. They are very gassy guns. That means the gas blowback does cause a little bit of recoil, but for target acquisition, for staying on target after every shot, there's a little bit of recoil that can be managed. It can be canceled by doing, honestly, not much. You don't have to do a lot in order to achieve what you're looking for making it a very straight shooting gun, very leveled shooting gun. And I'll drop a video in this, video so that you can see how flat this gun actually has gotten. So first I want to say, there is, I would say there's 3 ways in specific that'll mitigate recoil, that will take care of that recoil. And first, I'll start off right here, and I'll talk about the dead air armament muzzle brake. So a muzzle flash, I'll say, is muzzle brakes and muzzle flashes. Muzzle flashes just distributes the gas outwardly so that it hides the flash, so that it's nice to shoot next to people. It hides so that you're not seeing a flame come out the end of it, so that people, when you're shooting next to them, it's not bad. Or if you're in actually a combat situation, you're not seeing a giant muzzle flash, the gas burning coming out of it. If you have more on that, drop a comment below. Fact check me, I'm fine with that, because I've already admitted in my last video that I'm very new at this, so that's okay. But a muzzle brake controls the gas. The gas blows out the sides, and for this one, it has little holes that it blows up. So it blows out the sides and it blows up. So it just controls the recoil. And I'm telling you, when I went from shooting this before I got this to after, the difference was crazy. Like, it went from a pretty good muzzle rise to just staying on target, keeping my groupings really tight, just because when I would shoot, it wouldn't go up as high, so I could stay right where I was aiming. So I would say, one way, get a new muzzle brake, specifically the dead air. It's amazing. You can get an adjustable gas block. An adjustable gas block is a great way to mitigate recoil. Very simply, an adjustable gas block controls the amount of gas that is being let out of the gun. It controls the amount of gas that is being let in the gun. So when you get an adjustable gas block, it can help a lot. You just take a little torque screw, a little wrench that comes with it, and you just shoot maybe 50 rounds, maybe a little bit more, until you get the gun you tune it until you get it into where it's cycling just right, cycling well. I'll say there's pros and cons to it though. If you want a battle rifle ready for any type of ammo you want to throw in there, any 5.56 ammo, an adjustable gas block maybe is not for you. And the reason I say that is because if you're in a combat situation, somebody throws you a magazine, you want to be able to shoot anything that you're putting through it. The challenge with it is if I tune this to a certain grain, then it's going to shoot that grain. But if I tune it to maybe a lower grain, it's going to be tuned to that. So if I go from tuning it to a high grain and then I go shoot low grain bullets, it might not cycle right. It might not cycle in the next round, and that can be really frustrating and dangerous in a combat situation. But if you're using this for fun, if you're using this for competition shooting, by no means am I saying that you cannot get a combat weapon out of it. Maybe an adjustable gas block would not be for you. But if you want to go out and shoot and have fun with it and do a little bit more like competition shooting, 100% get an adjustable gas block. And you know what, guys? I'm going to say there's 4 ways to mitigate recoil. I'm going to add that one in there. So muzzle brake, adjustable gas block is one, but it's not needed, to be honest. But guys, I'll say I have the ARM. No, I was going to say JP. But it's not the JP. It's the ArmaSpec Stealth H2 buffer spring. So this buffer spring is this. I'll just go ahead and post a picture right there. This is what it looks like, and it looks different compared to this. A pretty standard mil-spec buffer spring. But guys, this ArmaSpec H2 buffer spring makes a world of a difference, and I can explain even in when you're shooting a standard mil-spec AR-15 with a standard mil-spec buffer spring, when you shoot it, it can kind of, when you have the gun shouldered and you're shooting it, it can feel a little noisy back here. You can hear the spring in there. You can feel it hitting you kind of. It just feels not clean. This buffer spring is mechanical, it is new technology, and it mitigates recoil, it mitigates sound that you hear back here. It just feels more quality. I would recommend spending the $70, spending the $80 on this and getting it 100%. Unapologetic about getting that because I am stoked about it. Lastly, I'll say a good trigger. In this one, I have the Rise Armament 3.5 pound trigger. And I remember I went to a range one day. I had a standard mil-spec trigger that is probably around, not a clean break. It's probably around, I don't know, 4.5 pounds, 5 pound, 4 pound trigger. But then I shot this trigger and it helped with recoil mitigation because naturally so, when you are going to shoot and you pull, there's just, you're pulling against yourself. So when it's heavier the trigger, the more you're pulling against yourself. I know that might sound silly, but when you have a super crisp 3.5 pound trigger with a beautiful reset, it makes shooting and accuracy just way better. Shooting and accuracy, it helps with. I'll say accuracy and recoil mitigation, and it is worth it, guys. And these are easy things you can do to your standard AR-15. So if you want to beef up your AR-15 today, I will say just standard things you can do. Say we have just a bare bones, black, 5.56, nothing on it. What you see is what you get, guys. I would change the muzzle brake. I would change the trigger. I'm not even gonna say I would change the gas block. I'm not huge on that, but I would do muzzle brake, a trigger, and 100% I would get a new bolt. I'll get a new bolt, and I would get the Armaspec H2 buffer. That just makes a world of a difference. And guys, those, and I have to say, I would get the Radian Talon selector switch, 45 degree ambi throw, short throw. I would get that. And guys, it just takes your gun, it elevates it. Other things is purely preference. I'm talking pistol grip, foregrip, light, I guess even scope, you know, if that's whatever you want versus what reticle you want, red dot versus LPVO, 1:6. But yeah, I would just say that it is worth every penny just to put those things in to make your gun more high speed, way better, a more fun shooting experience. Guys, I went shooting with my buddy. He shot his mil-spec AR-15. He picked up this and shot it. He was like, bro, I'm literally ruined. So guys, he went on Optic Planet that night and just bought everything that I said. So I'm not just like blowing smoke here. I'm saying like it makes a difference. He went out and purchased it right away, and it took his gun from just a standard 5.56 battle rifle to a high-speed gun that you would want to take into any combat situation, into competition shooting, anywhere you go, shooting with friends, and it just elevates your shooting experience. So guys, go out and build. Thanks for watching. Again, I am not an expert at these things. This is purely what I have experienced in building, what I've read off the internet, what my friends have told me. But most of this, I can only speak on what I have experienced from building this rifle. But I'd say, guys, thank you for watching. Remember, 3 easy things that you can do to mitigate recoil. I'll just say 3 things. It's muzzle brake, trigger, and buffer spring. Change those 3 things and it'll change the game in your shooting experience. Thanks for watching and have a good day.